The Living Tombstone is known for its Five Nights at Freddy's music, so well known in fact that their music was even in the FNAF movie. And for me, it's some of the first music I started really listening to and really took a liking to it. The unique electro swing style was unlike anything else I heard up to that point, which was mostly just radio hits, but I haven't listened to these songs in years, and I would say I have a much more refined music taste now, and I'm also going to put these in a tier list. Just, I don't know, because it's a popular format and those things get more views. Starting off with the FNAF 1 song titled Five Nights at Freddy's. Very creative there, yo. This song is pretty special, you know, you could show this to the most jaded of FNAF fans, and they would be giddy just by the opening bar. The instrumental is also amazing, the very Michael Jackson sounding synth bass with the high strings in the chorus make it sound very evil, and then the 80s dance pop drums are just the perfect contrast. One thing I'm surprised about is how much the vocal cuts through. A lot of artists who have heavy effects on their vocals like Travis Scott and Don Toliver can have them sit too far back in the mix a lot of the time, but somehow the lyrics in this song are very easy to understand, and also the second verse was amazing. It's about as close to an S tier as you're gonna get, but it's just missing that extra something. The FNAF 2 song titled It's Been So Long is one of the best electro swing songs I've ever heard. I think the vocals being relatively slow with little effects contrast well with the synth mayhem of an instrumental. I do like how you have to wait a little bit to get to the good part of the song. I've seen The Weeknd do that in a lot of his songs, and those usually end up being my favorite tracks of his. On top of that, the post-chorus synth is somehow not corny, despite it being mean to death. It's an A tier song though. I have no complaints, but it's just missing something, kind of like the last song. The FNAF 3 song titled Die in a Fire is probably my favorite of the bunch. It's such an interesting diversion from the quote-unquote formula that the other songs established. It almost gives a vibe of a rock song with the bells and the four-to-the-floor kick. It sounds like it would be a pretty crazy stadium anthem. Another S tier for me. I mean, it's not really another, it's the first one I've kind of gave. It doesn't really make grammatical sense. The FNAF 4 song titled I Got No Time isn't very good. I do get it being planned as the last one in the series, so it would want to go back to the style of the first song, but it's not different in any real way. The main reason the first one was so good is because electro swing was such a new and fresh sound that it didn't really have to be super different, but by the time of this song, electro swing was pretty solidified as its own genre, and there isn't really that much differentiating this one from any other electro swing song, something that the previous two songs did pretty well, and also the subsequent songs, but we'll get to those. So the best I can do is a B tier for this one. The synth solo was cool though. The Sister Location song titled I Can't Fix You is the hardest FNAF song I have ever heard. It was also the most unique song out of all the ones in this video. I love the amp rock guitars and acoustic drums. The post-chorus also has a synth I think is put into a guitar amp. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what it sounds like. It's a very interesting effect that I've only really seen in one other song. That bridge is heavenly. S tier. The Pizzeria Simulator song titled, wait, there isn't one? Well, I am going to nominate Labyrinth by CG5 as the honorary Living Tombstone FNAF 6 song. And this song is legendary. Listening to it for the first time in literal years was certainly an experience. First of all, the instrumental is probably the best one of this video. It sounds like something The Weeknd would hop on. The various FNAF YouTubers' features also really ground this song in its time. Dawko on the intro and outro as some disembodied corporate voice was really funny. DA Games on the chorus added to that anthemic rage energy that a lot of these FNAF songs have. S tier. The Security Breach song titled This Comes From the Inside is a great return to form after the year hiatus of FNAF songs. This one gives very heavy The Weeknd vibes, sort of like Call Out My Name and Escape from LA. The main vocal uses what I assume to be the same vocoder as what the first song used, except with a different artist. However, Yoav from the first FNAF song actually made his return as a surprise feature. Let me tell you, this is a Kendrick Lamar on like that level surprise feature. It was crazy. A tier. There's also a second Security Breach song titled Step On Up. It's a pretty fun grunge song about Monty that develops his character more than Steel Wool did. I don't really consider this the game's song, but it is fire, so I thought I would mention it. The Secret of the Mimic song titled It Doesn't Matter is a pretty great song about an extremely weak game. I've noticed that these recent songs are going in a lot more of a grunge rock / metal direction, and this one is no exception. Bars. It's got the power chords, the raspy vocals, and the bridge, and a badass guitar solo complete with the signature auto-tune and vocoder that has become a staple in the Living Tombstone's FNAF songs. Over just a week of existence, this song has grown on me a ton. A tier.